So Thea needed to kind of take a break after last season to kind of like find out why she's fighting. What can we expect to see when we come back to season 5?
Starting off, I mean, as you all know, Oliver ended up winning the campaign to become mayor. So one of her major duties right now is helping out her brother instead of inside the lair, inside of the mayoral office. So she's kind of spearheading, not necessarily his campaign anymore, but all of his policies and everything for him right now. And because he's also, basically, instead of moonlighting as a vigilante as the mayor, he's a vigilante moonlighting as the mayor. So Thea is kind of left there picking up all of the pieces left behind when he's not able to, be there and do his mayoral duties and job. Yeah, because, I mean, as you guys saw at the end of the season, she kind of decided to hang up the suit a little bit and kind of take some time off to figure out what she is on her own. So this is very much helping her. More than anybody can ever miss doing anything. It has been very noticeable for me for the first 2 episodes that we've filmed so far. Just the lack of putting on the costume or whatever, all that stuff to me has always been and will forever be my favorite part of the show. And it's not that element is not still there by any means, but he is definitely taking a different role in her life and a different role in Star City altogether. She wants to obviously always be helpful, always be taking care of others. She tends to put herself before other people continuously for the wrong reasons plenty of times, but right now she, I think, is spearheading this part of her life rather than the other.
Do you think she'll ever get to a point where she'll feel comfortable enough to go back to Team Arrow instead of this again?
I hope so. I really hope so. And I think that that's always and forever definitely a possibility and probably a thing that is inevitably going to happen again at some point. I don't think for any of us that our costumes or our evolutions are dead in our past. They always come either back to haunt us or come back to be relived through us. And that's one of the major themes throughout the show is nothing that we've ever done in our past ever stays in the past. It always comes right back up and creeps to haunt you.
Do you think there's one overarching big challenge for Thea in season in the next season? Like of everything she's got to deal with, is there one major focal point for her?
Off the top, I think the major focal point is figuring out exactly where she left herself off in season 4. Because towards the end of season 4, I mean, as much as she really grew into being Speedy, she had gone through the whole bloodlust phase, thought that she got rid of it, was kind of doing her best to combat all those urges. And then the whole no-kill part of being on Team Arrow was a very helpful thing about that because it wasn't allowed to go push above the line or above the limits was always combated by Oliver, by the other team members. They would always hold her back. And then when things got so hectic and so crazy towards the end of season 4, everyone just kind of lashed out. There was no holding back anymore because we needed to stop the big bad. And he was having all those magical powers. We had to go above and beyond our own human abilities, and the bloodlust helped in that scenario. But after her holding a knife to a little girl's throat, I think she was just like, that's where I crossed the line, a little too far again. And she doesn't have the bloodlust to lean back on as an excuse for that anymore because she's, in her mind, combated that already. So that in turn comes down to like a whole internal thing that she obviously has been going through and not been paying attention to or fixing by any means. And it could come from anywhere from what she witnessed happening to her mother to what she now knows that her father does. It's something that's very internally inside of her that she needs to figure out exactly where, why it's there, and how to handle that and structurally keep that away from her daily life. Because it came out a lot in season 4. I mean, even when she was going on dates, she was throwing guys into vending machines and stuff. She wasn't able to control herself. So this season is very much about her defining herself on her own action for the first time. As much as we like to think that season 4 was her doing that, it wasn't. This time she's now actually defining herself.
Thank you.
Bye guys. You too.